Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next voice you hear will be that of Miss Nadia Armstrong singing our national anthem. Everybody, for Miss Nadia Armstrong, Airman First Class. And how about it for those skydivers, part of the Lucas Oil Skydive team? A big round of applause for Carl Eakins, Ryan Albrecht, and that's Nick Olson, bringing in our Star Spangled Banner. Folks, if you're proud to be an American, we are happy to have you here today. This is one of the world's greatest places to not only celebrate our freedom, celebrate our veterans, but it's also a great opportunity for you to explain to those around you, if they're younger, why we do this and why we celebrate all of this. Tell you what, we couldn't do this without the help of all of these brave men and women who are serving in our armed forces, both here and abroad. So a big round of applause, Columbus, for all of our armed forces members that are here. Obsessed with aviation. Some of the maneuvers that you'll see Rob fly today, they are maneuvers that only Rob Holland and the MXS can pull off. Truly a world-class performer here today at Wings over Columbus Air Force Base. If you see something that you like, be sure and post it on Rob's Facebook page, facebook.com/ultimateairshows. You can also visit him on his personal website at rhjustflyit.com. Holland entering the flat spin down there toward the right. Keep your eyes on him, folks. This is only his teaser routine. Rob's going to pull the airplane into a hover, and you think he's going to go around, but watch. This is Rob Holland, the World Aerobatic Freestyle Champion. You have just witnessed Rob Holland's approach to landing, folks. But there's more. But watch now. Rob is going to execute his signature touchdown pop-up aileron roll. Watch for it. There's the touch. And right now, Rob's going to hold it on the ground because we need our next performer to enter the box here. Hold it down low and slow. Mr. Rob Holland, everybody, a big round of applause for Rob down there doing a great job here this morning. You watch down there on the right side of the airport. You see some more smoke. You see some fire. That is Mr. Paul Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, in the jet van. Let's get ready to make some noise, everybody. This is going to be something you're not going to want to miss. Take a look at that, all the way down there on the right-hand side of the field. Do you see what we're looking at down there? My goodness. Oh, man. Watch that. All the way down there on the right side of the runway. Please welcome Mr. Paul Johnson. He's with our nation's space program as an aerospace engineer now for 30-plus years. In the last 17 as a safety engineer. But that's no ordinary 1979 Ford Econoline. No. That one has a 1950s vintage jet engine inside, a Westinghouse J34 11-stage axial flow turbojet. Now let's watch now as Paul Johnson puts the jet van through its paces. Right there in your chest, Paul Johnson in the jet van from Taft, Tennessee. That particular engine, for those of you aviation buffs, was on the McDonnell F2H Banshee. It was also in the little Goblin fighter. A number of the 1950s jets, including the F7 Cutlass. Paul doing a good job down there, doing some smoke, making some noise for us this morning. There he goes, everybody. Paul Johnson in the jet van. On your feet, Columbus. A big round of applause, Mr. Johnson, this morning. Paul Johnson on his first run. Later today, Paul will be racing Jackie Warda in the Extra 300, so get ready for that. That is going to be quite the race. Paul just wanted to check everything out there and make sure that he was good to go on that run. I think he's ready. My goodness, got the drag chute deployed down there. Going to get the jet van turned back around and towed back into position for his run today. No word yet on the speed yet this morning, but that was fast. I can tell you what, we saw one run last week over 350 miles per hour by one of our Airshow jet vehicles. Paul Johnson setting a hard number to beat there later today for Miss Jackie Warda when she races him in our big finale race. So keeping our eyes peeled out there for Paul Johnson. We'll try and get a speed check here in a bit. But right now, though, I want you to get ready because it's the only place that I prefer. And there's the break. that have been deployed. Right now, the T-62 touching down. That is a really cool-looking little airplane. What a fun airplane to fly. A real hot rod for those of us in the general aviation world, and a primary trainer for the folks in the military. And why is it such a hot airplane? It's because this next guy that's going to be landing right behind the little T-6s here, he's a little bit harder to fly, isn't he, Courtney?
That's right.
Everything's a stair step out here. You learn one, you do the next, and come into range. Let's watch. Now, what's going through their mind right now is there's a lot of people, don't mess up. So we're going to give them a big round of applause when they land here. Let's see it. Touching down at Airshow Center, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause for our T-38 drivers this morning. Doing a great job out there today. I'll tell you what, Portland, it's very important. We're going to watch now as the T-1 makes its way back down to Earth here. Make sure those gear are locked down and welded, and
Always important.
always important. Got to have the landing gear down, and make sure the passengers have their seatbelts on. You guys don't worry about any of that stuff. There's no pre-brief before you take off for the passengers. There's just get in, sit down, shut up, hold on.
Well, the passengers are the students, so
Okay.
they get in, sit down.
They get in and sit down by themselves, right? No peanuts in flight either. No in-flight entertainment.
Negative.
Negative. All right. Well, here we go. The T-1 from right here at Columbus on short final right now. And what kind of airspeeds are we watching right now?
Well, today he's flying a 30 flap approach, so he's flying approximately 120 miles per hour.
All right, Greg, we're up with you. We know you just took off. Greg Coots, everybody, the flight instructor for the day. Going to teach us a little aerobatics. Isn't that right, Greg?
This is the kind of airplane most of these guys learn their aerobatics in. I feel like Rob Holland, this really do the high performance stuff. So we're just going to kind of show off what a trainer can do. Just what they learned in. It's a super decathlon. It's a good sport airplane. A lot of people really enjoy personal airplanes. So tell about it, man. We're going to start out with an avalanche.
Oh, man. All right, let's watch now. Greg Coots inbound to the box right now, setting up for the avalanche.
All right, and go right on into the hammerhead. And it's clear.
Now, folks, Greg is walking you through the aerobatic sequence up there, live in the cockpit. I want to tell you his website, gkairshows.com. gkairshows.com. You can find out about the Sky Country Lodge down there in Alabama, where Greg Coots is the chief instructor. You can go down there and spend the night at his bed and breakfast. You can fly the world-class decathlon. You can do it all, of course, under the tutelage of your instructor, Mr. Greg Coots, the man flying before you today. Greg, known all over the world as one of the great aerobatic instructor pilots, and he makes it look so easy up there this morning. Just twisting and turning that little airplane around. But just put yourself up there in the cockpit with it one day. Go down there and find it at gkairshows.com. You can find the Sky Country Lodge. You too can learn how to fly just like Mr. Greg Coots. for primary jet training. One of the maneuvers that every pilot has to learn how to do is a Cuban 8. Let's watch now as Greg executes one flawlessly right in Airshow Center here in just a few seconds. A gorgeous loop. That's the first half of any Cuban 8. Now he's going to continue on back around and show you what a Cuban 8 looks like. It's just a loop with a roll off the top. Let's watch him now as he continues on up and around. Nose dives back down. Here comes the roll. Let's watch him kicking it over there right now at Airshow Center. Now to complete the Cuban 8, drawing that big, beautiful figure 8 in the sky, Greg's going to simply do another half loop on the left. This is the part where the precision pays off. Greg actually completing the maneuver at the same spot where he had been right there. The mark of a true professional, Mr. Greg Collier. As Greg sets up for his next maneuver, he's going to give you a nice pass down here from right to left. Get the cameras out. Pass. Let's watch. Come on, Columbus. Give him a big wave. He can see you. This next one, this truly is incredible to see. A lot of folks, they fly a jet, they go by really smoking hot and fast. And Greg is going to show you something, folks. I cannot stress to you how interesting this is to watch. Let's watch him now as he slows that airplane down. Greg is going to perform a dirty pass. This is not talking about the pilot's nightlife. This is talking about lowering the flaps on the airplane and flying this airplane truly on the verge of an aerodynamic stall as slow as this airplane can fly. The flaps are down, the landing gear is down. Let's watch now as Greg really gets a workout here and slows the airplane down to its minimum controllable airspeed here. Dirty pass from the right. Listen in and watch, folks. You will never see this performed in a T-33 anywhere else but right here as Greg Collier slows this thing down. On your feet, Columbus, get the cameras out. This is the Dirty Pass by Greg Collier and the T-33 Shooting Star. Unbelievable right there, folks. Slow that thing down just to the edge of stall. Now he's going to throttle it up for some more high flying, high energy action here. Greg Collier.
Now, since the beginning of time, man has had the desire to fly, and around the same time he discovered fire and invented the wheel. Man was fixing waxed feathers to his orange to fly like the birds. Man took to the sky in hot air balloons and drifted in the winds. Now, in the 1500s, Leonardo da Vinci designed the first rough plans for a rotor wing or helicopter flight. Otto Lilienthal, that's Otto's namesake, soared the skies in gliders. And from his plans, the brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright perfected powered flight just over 100 years ago in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Today, flying a magnificent flying machine is Otto's pilot, Roger Bias, who is demonstrating the awesome capabilities of a rotor wing or helicopter flight and showing you that helicopters can fly just like an airplane, and he's showing us some reverse lazy eights. Whoa, Otto! Now understand that you're about to show us one of the most difficult maneuvers in the airshow business. Is that correct? All right, now they say in order to hover, you have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. Since you're obviously hovering, you think you can chew gum? How about blow a bubble and hover at the same time, Otto? You think you can do that? All right, boys and girls. Now working 5 flight controls, recollect the throttle, pedals, and cycling. Imagine standing on a beach ball while in a swimming pool. Hovering a helicopter is very difficult. I'll show Airshow, that bubble all around it. I'm about over here to Airshow, right? Great bubble there, Otto. Whoa. Uh-oh, it busted. Now, Otto, I'm a little suspicious. I don't think that was a bubble at all. I'm thinking you were using a balloon. I think you were cheating. Now, Otto, tell the truth. Were you using a balloon? All right, well, thanks for being honest. Oh, hey, I understand that Roger is going to show us how the Otto the helicopter flies. So let's get some helibatics out there, Otto boy. Whoa. Now what's he going to do? From center to the Airshow right. Keep your eyes on him, the smoke is on. Now look, nose is up, the tail is down, and whoa, a wonderful hammerhead. He's going to show us everybody here. Airshow left. He's screaming across the ground. He's setting up for the next hammerhead. There again. Nose up, tail down, and slide around. Now he's very proud of his red, white, and blue rotors, and he's going to show them to us because he's going to do one of those hammerheads away from us. Now look at his rotor blades, red, white, and blue. Whoa, hey Otto, those were awesome. Hey Otto, I've got something else for you. How about a loop? Can you do a loop? No? We need a little harder. How about a square loop? A square loop? Because, you know, I saw Greg Coots do that. Now, for this maneuver to be a square loop, the track that Otto makes in the sky must form a perfect square. As he sets up, it'll show right. Just watch this. We also ask Otto to don't forget our hometown hero, police fire. Flying backwards into the banner, we all must remember that some, all the given some, but some kill all. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our tribute to all of our veterans and all of our fighting warriors. Back across the Airshow Center. Myself, Roger Miles and Otto, it's great to be here at the Columbus Air Force Base Airshow today. He's going to lay that banner down, and he's going to do it really fast. One more pass. And for myself, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. My honor, Pauline Bias's place. Here he comes. Now, here's something else he's going to do. He's going to give you a big smile and a big wink. Boys and girls, give him a big wave. Ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready. There he goes, flying sideways from Airshow Center to Airshow left. Switch it around and bring it the other way. Matt, it has been wonderful today here at the Columbus Air.
Something like a steering biplane into this aircraft.
That's always the goal.
Night and day difference in true
Thanks for coming out. You bet.
Back in the day, a difficult
Yes, you
airplane to
can.
fly.
Sorry.
If you talk to any of the high-time P-51 Mustang
Thank
demonstration
you.
pilots that are flying today, one being Lee Lauterbach comes to mind. Lee, the highest time
There you go.
P-51 pilot in the world, I
welcome.
believe. Lee will tell you that if he flies a T-6 to an airshow, he leaves bright and early in the morning so no one will watch him land, because it is such a challenging airplane to fly. But it was designed that way on purpose, designed to give the student pilots a real wake-up call if they needed it. So these guys are working hard today, but put these T6s through the paces.
Hi there,
Now you
how
can
are
see
you?
they have swung back around to another style of formation. Here you have the
There you
lead
go.
with two behind him and one
You're
on the
welcome,
left.
you're
And
welcome.
let's watch now as our Southern
You got away too fast.
team
I was
there
going
from
to
the
give you
Southern
one
Heritage Air
too.
Foundation makes their way
Thank
back
you very
down to
much.
Airshow Center. Again, Dan Fordyce,
There you go.
Eric Hollingsworth, Gary Dito, and Ted Nixon. Our formation T6 team for the
You want
day.
one?
In from the left, just listen to the sound of those Pratt & Whitney engines. In fact, they're going to bring the music down just a little bit so you can hear it. Smoke is on. This is going to be a beautiful pass right here from left to right.
You're welcome.
Down. Shut up so you can hear the music coming out of that Pratt & Whitney engine. Just take a listen to this. Foundation. The folks that are flying for you today, that's the business that they are in. They want to help out with flyovers for anybody that wants them. Give them a call, won't you? Find them online there at southernheritageair.com. southernheritageair.com. The online home of the Southern Heritage Air Foundation. All of these airplanes that you're seeing right now are privately owned. And trust me when I say you just don't run down to the T6 store and buy a part. You have to find these things and source them from all over the place. Very expensive to maintain and own, but they do that out of the love for this country. They do it because they want to preserve our aviation heritage. And I know each and every one of these men, they do it because they truly love the United States of America. And they want to give back to this great nation. And this is one way they can do it, by explaining our aviation heritage in air shows just like this. In a few minutes, you're going to hear the sounds of not only the B-25 Banchino, but you'll also hear the sounds of another aircraft that has lineage right back here at Columbus Air Force Base. The famed P-38 Lightning will be flying very soon. But right now, go back in time and imagine yourself a student pilot here in Columbus. You finished up your primary training, and now it's time to tackle the T6, the pilot maker. You are on a formation flight. This time, 4 abreast. Flight lead will be rolling back in, come over the top of the airport. And all you're going to try and do is hang on and not upset that instructor pilot in the back. Let's watch now as Dan Fordyce, Eric Hollingsworth, Gary Dino, and Ted Nixon. 6 formation team. Everybody for our T6 formation team. They make their way in. You can feel those radial engines pounding right in your chest as these guys go by. A great sound, a beautiful music. Great sound, great sound. Mustang and the F4U Corsair. We're going to watch now as that big B-25 Banchino slowly starts to roll. Following right behind Mr. Claude Hendrickson from right here in Columbus, ladies and gentlemen, flown today by Wayne Patnaud, the P-51 Mustang II North American aircraft. Departing the pattern here, they're going to climb on up and get on to Perch before their full demonstration flight for you today. But now, a true treat. Let's watch. Let's watch as these two aircraft line up for a gorgeous photo pass. Then we will launch our P-38 and our Corsair. A true sight to behold, ladies and gentlemen. The B-25 and the P-51 Mustang. I want to bring Lynn May over here. Lynn is with the Disabled American Veterans. Lynn, we're going to have the full routine here in a few seconds. But right now, the DAV, a proud sponsor of our B-25, you guys are truly here to help. If there's a Disabled American Veteran, we're going to tell them more about it later. But right now, tell us where they can go if they're watching this routine. Immediately following it, you'll be set up down there at the trailer.
go over to the right of the stand here and look for the big DAV yellow sign. Come see us. You can register to win a model. You can get all your questions answered about the DAV. Heck, you can thank a veteran. If you are a veteran, come over and sign our poster. We want to invite you to come over, sign our poster, and let us say thank you to you for your service. Active military and veterans. Stop by and see us. When the B-25 lands, come over and take a close look at the airplane. And, you know, today, thank a veteran.
Amen, Lynn. Now, from the right, folks, Mr. Wayne Patnod in the P-51. Either part was missing. You could shoot a runner off, it wouldn't care. It had another one right there on the right or on the left. Let's watch and listen now to the P-38 Lightning. Stuff. The P-38, built in 1945. This particular aircraft was an F-5G reconnaissance airplane. Survives today because it was stored in a war surplus yard and purchased back in 1946 by a 23-year-old man by the name of James Harp. Get this, for $1,250. The airplane then raced in the famous Bendix Air Races in Cleveland, Ohio as racer number 95, a historic airplane in its own right. The airplane remained in various collections before being purchased by its current owner, Mr. Ron Fagan of Granite Falls. It's one of 7 examples left flying in the world. Just listen in now as those Allison engines pull that gorgeous P-38 through the skies right here over Columbus Air Force Base. Our aviation heritage here today, ladies and gentlemen. And if you know somebody in the 49th Squadron here at Columbus, pat them on the shoulder and tell them to look up, because this is the airplane in World War II that carried the famous 49th patch. The P-38 Lightning flying for you today, high overhead here at Columbus Air Force Base. This should give you goosebumps on this next pass. Let's watch now as Rob lines up for the runway. The P-25 right now, lovingly restored by Mr. Tom Riley and flown and owned today by Larry Kelly. A great airplane, and he flies in support of the disabled American veterans who are here today. Folks, if you know somebody who served, please go down there and talk to the DAV. Just look at that. Bomb bay doors open. The DAV is here to help.
They sure are. What an aircraft that is, and what an organization the DAV is when it comes to helping veterans. We're there for you every step of the way. That B-25 is one beautiful weapon, but there's no better weapon to have with you than the DAV on your side. When you're going to get your benefits, when you have a claim to make, you need transportation, whatever you need, we're here for you, for veterans. So come by and see us. Heck, we're doing lots of fun things down there, got all kinds of stickers and things. Come see us and let us say thank you to you.
You know, Lynn, the DAV is there to help, as we said. The sounds of this B-25 that you're about to hear, truly the sound of freedom. Just listen in right now, folks. Those big right engines are turned up. Larry's got them up to mill power. Let's listen in right now for this pass. Two big right engines, 14 cylinders apiece, air-cooled, 1,700 horsepower apiece. That is one powerful airplane, Lynn. The sound of freedom coming out.
It sure is, Matt. The sound of freedom indeed. You know, we owe our freedom to the brave men and women who served our country back then and continue to serve today. Our services for the DAV are just as relevant now as they were.
This airplane is the airplane that the Japanese feared the most out in the Pacific. True workhorse. Chris is going to say, let's line it up right now as he dives back down towards Earth. Today, this particular FG-1 Delta Corsair was manufactured back in 1945 in Akron, Ohio by the Goodyear Corporation under contract from Chance Voss, its original designer, as the original Dash 1 variant. Today, it is one of 6 remaining flying all across the world. It was purchased by the CAF back in 1961 for $1,800, where it was flown to the CAF headquarters down in Harlingen, Texas. A beautiful airplane flown today by former Marine Corps combat pilot Mr. Chris Avery. Flew back in Desert Storm in an Operation Rocket Freedom. He's a former member of the Georgia National Guard. Including his personal decorations include that of the Marine Corps Combat Action Ribbon, the Army Combat Infantryman Badge, and the Bronze Star Medal. Chris is also an experienced demonstration pilot with over 25,000 flight hours, including 4,000 hours in high-performance aerobatic aircraft. Let's watch now and listen in to the sights and sounds of the F-4U Corsair. Getting ready to say race is on. Let's watch now. Everybody get the good feel for the test track, better known as the runway today. The afterburner is coming alive. Oh my goodness, Jackie really having a great time out there. There we go! Race is on, everybody! The jet band rocketing down the finish line. Jackie holding out right down there at the end, and I'm here to tell you folks, that was all Miss Jackie that time. Proving that ladies always win first. Jackie B there, racing the jet truck, having a great time today. What a race. Paul Johnson doing an admirable job with the jet truck, 6,500 pounds of thrust there, blazing right out of the back end of that thing. My goodness, what fun. Big thanks to our presenting sponsor again, Columbus Convention and Visitor Center, helping out. All right, everybody, you ready to see the world-renowned Mr. Rob Holland? He's about ready to take over the skies. Wait for the air boss to call him into the box. Rob is the current reigning freestyle world aerobatic champion. We're waiting right now for Rob to take the stage here in just a few seconds. A few housekeeping items taking place out there on the runway right now. We're covering the jet van down there on the left. Greg Coops going out to put that airplane off the top of the truck. And Jackie B inbound for landing after our big race. Aerobatic performer, Mr. Rob Holland, everybody. Brought to you today by Reactor Watch and RHJustFlyIt.com. is something that you will never see anywhere else on Earth. The aerobatic likes of the 2012 recipient of the Airshow Award for Showmanship and the 2013 U.S. National Freestyle Aerobatic Champion. 2013 captain of the U.S. Aerobatic Team. He's a flight instructor. He's an all-around good guy. And the MXS is the absolute all-star in the aerobatic world today. The airplane is all carbon fiber, completely composite. That's why it can withstand the punishing G's that Rob Holland will place on the airframe and his own body, sometimes reaching nearly 9 times his normal body weight, pulling 9 G's just like that, as Rob Holland pushes and then pulls the airplane around for one of his trademark maneuvers. Just a few minutes, you're going to see this airplane come to a complete stop in the sky. Rob Holland will hover the MXS at Airshow Center, and later he will perform his trademark inside tumble. The master of aerobatics, Mr. Rob Holland, says he can never remember a time in his life when he was not absolutely, completely obsessed with aviation. Today, all of that hard work, dedication, and practice has paid off. Well, let's watch now perform one of their trademark maneuvers. Here's the setup. Here comes the pitch. Rob Holland, ladies and gentlemen, tumbling seemingly out of control. Makes it look absolutely easy. And proof that seeing is believing. There. Bringing that airplane to an absolute stop in the sky for you today, showing you that airplanes can defy gravity and hover. Rob Holland executing a flat turn, but upside down. He's mashed his foot all the way on that rudder pedal, performs a series of snaps. Let's watch now as he sets up. Can you believe what you're seeing, Columbus? That little MXS just seemingly stops right there at Airshow Center. As the old saying goes, you ain't seen nothing yet, folks. Rob Holland setting back up on the left. If you see something today that is truly spectacular, go online and post it at facebook.com/ultimateairshows. Again, that's facebook.com/ultimateairshows. Let's go live to the sky now with Mr. Rob Holland, who has a special treat for you today.
What an honor it is to be here live here over in Mississippi. It's a great day for an air show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to take a moment of your time. Ask each and every one of you else to do me a favor. When you see a military man in uniform, veteran, holding up a trophy, look him in the eye, shake their hand, and say thank you. Now, it's their service, their sacrifice, their bravery, and dedication, because each and every one of us, the freedom we cherish so much. From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to dedicate that heart to each and every one of them.
All right, Mr. Rob Holland, ladies and gentlemen, a true patriot, an awesome American with a big heart in the sky. Wants to thank his sponsors there at Reality. You can go online to buy all of the Rob Holland signature merchandise at rhjustflyit.com. Now, high overhead, Rob is tapping the smoke. That means it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the most spectacular aerial display.